Regarded as the spiritual home of mixed martial arts, Brazil has become synonymous for producing world champion fighters and hosting some of the most iconic UFC moments in the city of Rio de Janeiro.
It is a city as passionate about fighting as any on the planet.
Anderson Silva! Man, are you kidding me?
Everyone's going nuts.
Minotauro Nogueira in his first fight ever in Brazil!
This place is going bananas.
Mauricio Shogun Rua has finished Forrest Griffin!
Brazilian nationalism is undeniable. Oh my God!
The fans are out of their minds here. They will yell at you as you approach the octagon.
They have experienced a whole lot of highlights thus far. Plenty more where that came from.
This city deserves big fights.
On May 4th, the Octagon returns to Rio de Janeiro for UFC 301.
Walking through the fires, stepping through the flames.
It's one thing to have a UFC title fight. It's another thing to have it here in Rio. We're ready to go.
Brazil's finest warriors will welcome challengers and defend their turf in front of an impassioned crowd.
Can't hold me back, I'll keep on coming. 'Cause I'm a legend.
In the main event, it's the homecoming of UFC flyweight champion Alexandre Pantoja
I come to finish whatever opponent. I'm the champion right here!
I'll keep on running.
Alexandre Pantoja, the cannibal, at his cannibalistic best.
putting the title on the line in the city that raised him
I want to give a good entertainment for all Brazilian fans.
against an Aussie battler from Perth, aiming to make history in his first shot at UFC gold.
I have all the skills to prove that I can be the best in the world, and I'll defeat Pantoja by just being too slick.
Keep on running.
That's it. That'll do it. Astro Boy Steve Ursay. Cracking right from Ursay. Left the head kick now.
Unbelievable by Ursay.
In the co-main event, the King of Rio returns.
The greatest 145-pound fighter of all time.
He always seems to rise to the occasion here in Rio. That's it! He just ran right into the crowd, and they are swarming him now.
Former featherweight champion and UFC Hall of Famer, Jose Aldo,
That sound!
is looking for an encore to his stellar career.
Eu acho que vocês vão ver só o retorno do Rei do Rio de novo, né? Uma maneira melhorada, igual o Fênix, né? Ressurgindo das cinzas.
Against hard-charging bantamweight Jonathan Martinez.
He's accomplished a lot of things. Now it's just my turn to go in there and just show my skills and make a statement.
Masterclass by Martinez here.
Keep on
Just like that, Jonathan Martinez ends it. Leg kick TKO, rare as it may be.
For Brazilian fighters and fans alike, MMA is more than a sport. It's a religion.
The energy is unmatched.
It is going to be awfully loud in this building.
That unrivaled passion will be felt once again when the Octagon arrives in Rio.
Put your right hip on the floor.
Before all that, we take an inside look at the headline attractions. This is UFC 301. Countdown. In mixed martial arts, few countries have had as big of an impact as Brazil. The proud sporting nation has bred some of the most renowned fighters to walk the earth. UFC flyweight champion Alexandre Pantoja is the latest in a long line of Brazilian champions and looks to further cement his position among the greats when he puts his title on the line in front of his passionate home fans at UFC 301.
When you talk about MMA, you need to talk about Brazil. The hard times you have in Brazil make you strong to fight. Hard times create tough men.
Explode. 2. Explode. 3. Explode.
I think everybody can see that when Brazilians fight in the octagon. Champions like Minotauro,
Another spectacular moment for the hero.
Jose Aldo,
The legendary king of Rio, Jose Aldo Jr.
The most dominant featherweight ever.
Anderson Silva,
Anderson Silva remains the UFC middleweight champion.
Wanderlei Silva,
Wanderlei Silva has done it. What a tremendous fight. Wanderlei did it again.
Shogun,
Mauricio Shogun Rua has defeated Chuck Liddell. Huge victory for Shogun.
Glover Teixeira,
Teixeira has done it. Glover Teixeira, the undisputed light heavyweight champion.
so many good fighters. And right now, it's a good moment for me. I can put my name with the former champs.
Pantoja is for real. You stand in front of Pantoja, he will rip you up. Fast and furious action here. Pantoja says, let's dance. A clean performance from the Brazilian.
This man is one of the very best at 125 pounds.
Oh, that's good straight right.
Instead of a right hand from Pantoja.
Oh, he's down. And Schnell is down. Pantoja ends it.
Alexandre Pantoja, the cannibal, at his cannibalistic best. I'm the next lightweight champion, right here. Now championship stakes for the Brazilian for the first time in his UFC career.
First fight for the title with Brandon Moreno. I see him in the cross of the octagon.
Pantoja's a hunter. Watching Brandon Moreno go to heights unseen. Sitting in the back, still doing his thing. It's only a matter of time until I get him again.
Everything I do it in my whole life is for that moment. I'm preparing all my life for that moment to be a champ. And when I have the chance, nobody can take me.
What an absolutely epic fight. And new flyweight champion of the world, Alexandre Pantoja.
I work so hard. I bring my family to US. I leave everything I have. I work so hard for that. Now it's my moment. I want to enjoy everything.
I deserve that moment, and I do everything you can do for that moment.
Brazil's got a champion yet again.
And people feel that because I take the belt back to home, show to everybody.
His historic title victory garnered praise from his people. Celebrations were followed by a return to action as Pantoja looked to add to his legacy with the first title defense.
Alexandre Pantoja, title defense #1 against Brandon Royval.
He's beaten Brandon Royval before, but he knows that it's going to be a bigger challenge tonight.
Brandon Royval wants revenge.
When I fight Moreno for the belt, very nervous. And when I fight to Royval for my first title defense, I can relax more, enjoy the fight.
Look at him now. Look at him dancing around. He looks more confident tonight.
Pantoja getting after it early is the Brazilian. Pantoja very much fighting like a man who has never been finished in 31 pro fights coming in.
And I can prove to the world how good I am.
Just takedown after takedown by the champion.
Yeah, dominant grappling. See the way he spun there? Gorgeous. Ooh. He's got such great cardio that even while he's tired, he can still push a great pace.
Oh, he got it.
Pantoja is just incredible. He has visions of being the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. 32 fights in now as a mixed martial arts athlete.
I need to keep this belt for my family, for Brazil. Brazil needs some idols right now, and I stay here to defend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flyweight champion of the world, Alexandre Pantoja!
When you win, it's not just you win. Every people you talk with, all your life can feel that victory with you.
With multiple wins over the flyweight division's perennial contenders, Pantoja looked further for the next inviting challenge.
He's beaten everyone in the division, so it's pretty tough to find him a title shot right now.
leading him to an emerging star from the other side of the globe.
I already beat all the division, and right now I'm gonna do like Apollo Creed do it for Rocky Balboa. I'm gonna give the chance to fight for the world title.
UFC 301 now has a main event.
Steve Erceg will get the next lightweight title shot.
He hasn't even been in the UFC a full year. Sometimes there's no true, clear-cut #1 contender. I think this is the best challenger for Alexandre Pantoja.
I don't know if you watch the movies, but Apollo Creed loses. When I was young, I was very active. I was a big WWE fan. I realized that I wanted to do martial arts when I saw Brock Lesnar fight Frank Mir. Although they were both heavyweights, Frank Mir was a lot smaller than Brock Lesnar was.
Lesnar's got to be very careful. Mir has a very dangerous guard.
When he ended up tapping out Brock Lesnar, as a smaller person, I was like, oh, well, I got to figure out what the hell that guy did and do it myself. So my dad took me down to a gym and started training martial arts from there.
Hey guys.
Hello. Hello.
Anyone?
How you doing?
Okay.
Hello, mother. When I decided that I wanted to start competing, I had talked to my dad first. And his first reaction was, I don't think you're tough enough to start fighting. So he said, all right, what we'll do, we'll go in the backyard, we'll have a fight, and we'll see what happens from there. So me and my dad had a little scrap in the backyard.
Got the fancy plates tonight?
Yeah. Did you have to bring up
For the UFC?
plates? Oh my God.
And at the end of it, he came away going, all right, yep, you can have your first fight. You got Bubba.
With the blessing and guidance of his father, Erceg went on a meteoric rise on the regional scene.
Steven Astroboy Erceg.
Choked unconscious there from a choke from Steven Erceg.
Oh, big hook. He's out. He's out.
Is that why they call you Astro Boy, mate? Title. It needs to happen.
Steven Erceg very confident in his stand-up.
Big right hand by Steven there, and he drops it. The champion coming.
One round, I dropped him and I choked him.
That's amazing. What a movement.
Champ. Taking over the world, baby. Eternal, UFC. We're killing everybody. Let's go.
An emphatic 8-fight win streak caught the attention of the UFC brass. In June 2023, opportunity came knocking.
Steve Erceg came to this fight on 8 days' notice.
I'm out here to fight and prove who the best guy in the world is. And I have the principle, anybody, anywhere, anytime.
It's an unbelievable opportunity for this young man to come in here on the win streak that he's on.
And if you can't fight a guy on 8 days' notice, how can you call yourself the best fighter?
He might not look like the most scary guy, but this dude has some real skill.
Nice right hand. Cracking right from Erceg. It's got him hurt a little bit. Oh! Wraps the head kick now.
He's hurt.
He's got the neck. He's got a great guillotine.
8 days. Hey, looks fantastic.
Steve Erceg, that kid came in, fought a top 10 guy. What a badass performance by him. He's a stud.
I'm a dangerous fighter because I have good skills in every area.
Oh, huge right hand from Erceg.
Look how smooth that spin to mount was.
If somebody's really good on the ground, I can stop that and beat them on the feet. I can get it to the ground. I can hang with anybody in any position.
He's talented.
And I can take advantage of places that they're weak.
From his UFC debut to now, I like Steve Erceg, and I believe that he's going to be a player for a really long time.
Oh, there's the boxing straight away. Erceg finding the correct moments.
After notching his third straight UFC win in 9 months with a statement performance.
That'll do it, the walk-off KO!
Erceg put himself on the radar of the current champion and stamped his ticket to a title shot.
There was absolutely no hesitation taking the fight. I'm going to fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, and I'm holding up to that. I think I'm the best in the world. I have the best skills in the world. I'm there to prove it any day of the week.
At UFC 301, Rio de Janeiro will welcome the return of a homegrown champion. When UFC flyweight king Alexandre Pantoja puts his title on the line against Australian contender Steve Erceg.
It's going to take a major effort from one of these contenders coming up to dethrone the cannibal Alexandre Pantoja.
Pantoja's rise began in Rio.
Finalizou Alexandre Pantoja.
Alexandre Pantoja. Agora realmente conseguindo bons golpes.
We start to fight in the Rio. We never realize how big it's gonna be, you know.
Olha lá, a joelhada tá balançando o Bruno, hein?
And in this time, people start to realize, hey, you need to go to UFC.
Terminou a luta. Vitória do Pantoja.
You go grab the belt.
Começou agressivo ali o Pantoja, partindo pra dentro. Sentiu o gol.
And when I come to America, everything happened for me.
Alexandre Pantoja.
His desire to reach the pinnacle of the sport led his relocation to Florida to link up with one of the most decorated gyms in the sport's history.
I learned how to be a champ with the former champs from here, America Top Team. All the guys I train here is heroes for me. So many guys make this team very solid. You have very good coaches too.
É, porque ele vai ficar tipo no contragolpe, vai boxear com você e ficar no contragolpe pra jogar pedrada. Tem que ficar ligado. Só isso que eu quero que você fique ligado. Dá. Só não dá pra fazer o jogo dele.
We go back together many years, you know. Pantoja came to us in 2018.
Isso aí. Ele quer boxear joelho pra ele. Isso aí.
Vem. Fechado. He was always very close to me. He was always like a younger brother. He chose us. He chose me. So I'm really happy that that happened, and we've been going through a lot together.
Ei, campeão. Roda campeão. Roda campeão, minuto.
And now that he's a champion, he's always trying to keep the challenger attitude.
Duro, vamos, duro. Duro.
He's never trying to like, oh, I'm gonna defend my title. No, I'm gonna conquer another title.
Vai. Isso, no meio, parede. Isso, 2.
Every time that I step in the cage, I have to prove that I'm the best. That's his motto.
Vamos. Isso.
Erceg is a tough guy, and we're taking him very seriously. But in the end of the day, I think Pantoja is going to prove why he's the champion, defend his title in Rio, and come back home with his belt.
Preparing for a championship-level fight is nothing new for Pantoja and American Top Team. "11,000 miles away, the challenger Steve Erceg prepares for his first title bout in modest surroundings. With the team that nurtured his talent throughout his career.
My first gym that I ever came to was Wilkes Martial Arts. So I've been with my current team from the beginning. David Wilkes, my head coach, he's been not only a great coach, but a great role model. He's built this gym for me almost.
This journey has honestly been crazy. Steve walked into the gym, he told me he wanted to fight. My responsibility as a coach is to protect my athletes at all cost. I don't like to chuck people in the deep end, so we took his time, we worked on his offense, his defense, and then slowly but surely he met every challenge. Let's do it.
At those big mega gyms, you have all these different coaches and you might not get one-on-one time with them. You're not getting their full attention.
Time.
So at our gym, there's not that many people, but we all get the most out of our coach, the most out of each other. We all really care about each other's progression and journeys.
I wouldn't mind you playing around with like off the jab, like off the retraction of the jab, so your head's moving laterally earlier. He's very self-motivated. The thing that kid never does is stop. His evolution has just been very fast in all areas. He's not a boxer going into MMA. He works dedicatedly in all aspects of the sport.
Said he had a timeline for where he wanted to be in his career. He thinks that a win tonight would put him right in line where he wanted to be in his mind.
UFC for Steve has always been the goal.
Now this is Erceg. He wants to go forward, he wants to pressure you.
That was goal number one. Goal number two was to get the title.
Astro Boy really putting on a show in this short notice UFC debut. Oh!
We've wanted Steve to take the bigger challenges. We've wanted him to test himself against better and better guys.
Erceg looks ready for prime time so far.
Yeah, you're looking really good. This is easy money, man. Easy money. Let's go. He's locked in. He's never wavered from that, and we want to prove that Steve's number one.
You're looking at a guy with 2 fights in the UFC now.
Huge right hand from Erceg.
But he's fighting like a world-class fighter.
We know that Pantoja is going to be aggressive. I see Steve managing range.
Oh, there's the biggest stumble.
I see Pantoja looking to enclose him.
There's the boxing straight away.
I think that's where he wins his fights and he's the most successful, so I don't see that plan changing. As long as Steve mitigates that and maintains range.
Tell you what, man, Erceg looks sharp from the outside. He's a sharpshooter.
I think it's going to be an easy night for him.
Oh, that's it. That'll do it, the walk-off KO!
In my opinion, Steve's fighting the second best flyweight in the world.
Glad this kid's in the UFC, man. He's entertaining.
Less than a year after his UFC debut, Australian Steve Erceg will challenge Brazilian flyweight champion Alexandre Pantoja at UFC 301 in Rio de Janeiro. The proud Perth native is part of an emerging hotbed of talent coming out of the Western Australian city. Despite gearing up for the most significant fight of his career, Erceg remains committed to grassroots contributions to the sport.
How's everyone today?
Excellent, sir.
Excellent to hear. You ready? My hero promises.
My hero promises.
I promise to be respectful.
I promise to be respectful.
Towards my parents and teachers.
Towards my parents and teachers. When I'm not training, I do train others at Wilkes Martial Arts. I teach the children's martial arts next door, and that is quite fulfilling. All right, so I'm gonna jog around the mat, and I need you guys to follow along with whatever I do. Ready? Let's go! I do feel like I have to be a good role model because what I do does have a big impact on the next generation.
And go! Kia! Good job, good Kia. And go!
Kia! I want to make sure that they have somebody that they can really look up to and emulate as they grow up. Very good, high five. Boom!
In the early days, the MMA scene in Western Australia was very grassroots.
Amazing, high five, let's see yours.
But it's progressed significantly. Steve's been an instrumental part of that.
Very good. Boom! And that one? Boom! Very good, well done. There you go. See you later, guys. Have a good day. We're here at Domination MMA at the Serbian Community Centre in Perth, Western Australia. I've got one of the boys fighting from Wilkes, so I'm down here to not only support him, but corner him as well. Compared to what I started on, a lot of the amateur events, pro events in Western Australia, they're really well run.
Good evening, boys. This is Domination, the MMA Centre.
Growth has been exponential, and the youth that are doing it now are way better than when I was growing up.
Introducing to you first, representing Wilkes Martial Arts. Here it is.
Let's go, Lou. Louis is a really hard worker, so I think he's going to do really well. He puts the hard yards in the gym, and I trust him fully to get the win tonight. Teaching definitely makes me a better fighter.
Take it backwards.
Yeah.
Now wide.
That's it. When you have to teach others, it really makes you understand the technique at a much deeper level.
Right elbow wide. Left elbow wide. That's it.
Sometimes you do things and you don't really think about how or why you do it, but as soon as you have to articulate that to others, it really gets you understanding it better. I think it's important to give back. I didn't get here by myself, so I want to give as much to the younger generation that the older generation gave me, and we can build it together. I love the fact that you call the Renegade Show. Just give up. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I can only see the sport elevating and becoming more popular as the years go on.
For the champion, Alexandre Pantoja, his influence on the next generation begins closer to home, where he looks to break the wheel of past parental issues with his young family.
When you start to grow up, you can see more clear everything happening in your life. And in the past of the years, I can see more clearly the faults my dad had with me. I have very hard times. He don't care about me and my brothers. My mom take care of me and my two brothers alone, you know. Now, Dad, you proud of me, Dad. You proud of me. I think when you have kids, you need to protect your kids, you need to take care about, you know, not just think about yourself.
Só vou tacar na dor, hein? Vai. Vai! Agora! Vira! Ah!
All the history with me and my daddy make me try to don't do it the same he do it. I need to make something different.
Você acha que me quer? Você não deixava?
You need to give a good time with your kids, you know, because you are an example.
Good, man.
We try to create a very good family, a lot of love all the time, and make a better life for me, my family, and my kids. That's my purpose.
The champion is settled into his adopted home in Florida, where he prepares for a return to his birthplace in Brazil.
2 minutes.
To put his title on the line in the main event of UFC 301.
I have 7 years in UFC. I fight all across the world and never back to Brazil.
Chama. Tum, tum. Aí. Isso. Fica compacto ali.
Pantoja's a hunter. He's been hunting down all of this.
And now I have opportunity to go to Rio de Janeiro. When I feel the arena is with me, I'm gonna feel unstoppable.
Last 30 seconds, 30 seconds left.
And Pantoja is one of the very best fighters in this sport in any weight class.
I want to prove to my country how good I am.
There's the tap!
And defend my belt. It's gonna be very special for me.
Precisa você pensar em tudo que você fez, na tua família. Alexandre Pantoja!
Pantoja, I think that he will be extra reckless. He'll want to get a finish in front of his hometown. I've fought in hostile crowds before. I'm mentally prepared.
Erceg is definitely showing that he is on this level to be here.
Oh! Reps the head kick now!
He is so freaking skilled and so fun to watch.
Then I'm going to go out there, take his belt.
Time to let your hands go.
Huge right hand from Erceg.
That was sensational.
Then win in dominant fashion.
This is a fantastic fight at the very highest level in the flyweight division.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 2.
Vocês já sabem, a gente está aqui então celebrando o 11º evento do UFC no Rio de Janeiro. E mais uma página especial dessa história começa agora, né, no UFC 283, neste sábado.
At UFC 283, in Rio de Janeiro.
Então é a volta do UFC ao Rio, que é essa cidade onde tudo começou.
The UFC paid tribute to Brazil's MMA legacy. The marquee event was distinguished by the presence of homegrown MMA royalty and an acknowledgement of one of their greatest champions.
This fighter has accomplished as much as any man or woman in this MMA crazed nation. What a moment for the soon-to-be inducted UFC Hall of Famer, Jose Aldo Jr.
A fitting tribute for a Brazilian icon, whose roots lie in the very city that became synonymous with his character. So beloved for his achievements, Jose Aldo was hailed as the King of Rio.
Well, you're chasing the clock anytime you try to set up the credentials of the King of Rio de Janeiro, Jose Aldo.
When it comes to skill, he is unequal. That's it. And when we think about Aldo, we think about all those years of dominance at featherweight. He was a monster. He was a destroyer.
The greatest featherweight in the history of the sport, Jose Aldo Jr., carving out one of the all-time great UFC legacies.
He's willing to go in there and risk it all inside the octagon, and that's why he's a fan favorite. That's why he's the greatest featherweight we've ever seen.
Big shot there from Aldo, and now he puts it together up top.
And that's why he's trying to become a two-weight division champion. I mean, this man truly is a legend of mixed martial arts.
Então, minha vida sempre foi dentro do teammates.
Jose Aldo, 7 successful defenses as a UFC featherweight champion, now trying to make a run in a second division.
Sim, volta o filme de novo, né? Todo o sofrimento.
We are all witness to Jose Aldo's greatness once again tonight.
Vitórias, derrotas, cara, todo esse filme.
A lenda da luta brasileira, José Aldo da Silva Oliveira Júnior.
Uma honra muito grande, né? Eu acho que é uma honra maior do esporte, né? Tipo, o atleta fazer parte do Hall da Fama, né? Quando para, né?
Toda vez que eu estava lutando, eu queria sempre estar perto de vocês, sentir a energia de vocês, e assim eu seria o campeão. Thank you so much.
Que mostra, né? Tudo aquilo que você fez valeu a pena, né? De você estar recebendo uma honraria maior.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame, Jose Aldo Jr.
Aldo's decision to walk away from competition came at the end of an MMA career that spanned 18 years and 39 pro fights.
Aldo was the king, man. He helped me a lot in my development.
Here's a guy who just never stopped trying to be great, no matter the circumstances.
He's a legend. He's the greatest featherweight of all time. He's done this for a long time. I mean, what more is there to achieve?
Nessa pegada desde moleque, eu só sabia fazer isso da minha vida, treinar. Nunca fui de viajar, de fazer nada.
If anybody had a career that I would love to have emulated, Jose Aldo.
Precisava de um tempo para mim, para minha família, para aproveitar um pouco mais a vida, tudo aquilo que a luta me deu.
For all of the MMA fans, I just want to say job well done.
E daí lá, virou a chave e tô de novo aí, tão com a mesma gana. A luta tá dentro de mim. É isso que eu sei fazer hoje em dia, né?
Vamos lá? Vamos fazer o nosso circuito agora? Lateral com circular, tá? Lateral.
Eu tenho possibilidade ainda de estar lutando em alto nível.
Você vai guardar o do meio. Embaixo. Isso. Lado. Meio lado.
O que eu tenho em mente hoje em dia.
Bate cobre. Isso, vai cobrindo.
É que eu tenho potencial de estar lutando de novo pelo título.
The burning desire to return to his former glory
Embaixo.
will be put in action when Aldo returns. In the co-main event of UFC 301
Uau, certeza.
in his home city of Rio.
Tá bom, Aldo.
The first challenge of Jose Aldo's second UFC stint will be against surging bantamweight Jonathan Martinez.
What's up, bro? Feel good?
His passion for fighting began in the streets. But under the guidance of Factory X frontman Mark Montoya,
Just film me. Just here. Go.
Martinez is now regarded as one of the world's top 135ers.
Don't for that little sprint, okay? Yeah, like that.
And on the cusp of UFC title contention.
1 up, 2 down, 3 up.
Me and Coach Mark, we have a really good relationship.
Good, cool.
All these years, you know, he's helped me during training and live.
Good, cool.
If I need something or I need someone to talk to, I just call him. He's there.
3 count. Good, 3 count. Good.
When you first look at Jonathan, you can see that kid is a fighter and he has a lot of heart.
3 count.
You can't teach that heart that he has. And so when I saw that, I was like, man, that's a kid I would love to train and help sharpen up and refine.
When you talk about a guy that loves to fight, you're talking about Jonathan Martinez out of Factory X. From the moment that he stepped on the scene, you knew that this kid had something.
Jonathan Martinez, too much.
He is as Factory X comes.
Hey, listen, I believe in you, son. Believe in yourself, okay?
And you see Mark Montoya in his corner.
So I got a lot of respect for Mark Montoya and that team. It's a really excellent team.
How the way to
Thank you, Coach.
son. I'm proud of you.
We're definitely seeing the emergence of a new contender here in Jonathan Martinez.
Oh! My style is more aggressive.
Because the way he fights with the kind of venom that he throws in his shots.
Hey, a little sprint.
And you see the coachability too, right? Montoya calls for a sprint. Martinez immediately sprints.
You're the baddest on the planet. No one can stop you.
Oh my God.
I'm real dangerous because my kicks.
That team has got some of the most devastating kicks.
Stop!
And I'm always putting pressure on my opponents until I break them.
And he has a warrior spirit. The way this kid competes, I love, and that shows in the results.
His devotion, his consistency, his sacrifice is the reason why he's gotten to this point.
Oh, and he eats another one.
That's it.
That might do it.
Who do you want to fight next? I really want to top fight next. You know, I feel like I deserve it.
1-2, 1-2.
And he's fighting Aldo in Rio. It's an opportunity for us to go and finish the legend.
Draw. Good.
I've been asking for these big names just because I train hard, I do everything I can, and I feel like I'm in the same level as them.
The tests are going to start becoming tougher.
They're all human, so
He's got a Hall of Famer on the other side.
I know I could beat all of them.
Good.
That's when we're going to determine, do you belong fighting the best guys in the top 10 of the division? That is the test.
UFC 301 in Rio de Janeiro will see the return of one of its greatest combat sports icons. As a jiu-jitsu student from Manaus, Jose Aldo relocated to Rio at an early age, looking to link up with renowned coach Andre Pederneiras. An unbreakable bond was formed, and his MMA journey began with the famed Team Nova União.
Mas assim, eu lembro que assim, foi bem difícil, né? Foi difícil, né? Você largar sua casa, sua família. Na época da academia, né? Olhando, geralmente olhando passar, né, cara? Então batia muito solidão. Eu tava distante da família, não tinha dinheiro pra ligar, não tinha nada. Acordava chorando, querendo voltar para Manaus, sabe? Tentando abandonar meu sonho que eu tinha. Mas eu sabia que cada dificuldade que eu passava mostrava que eu estava no caminho certo.
The team may have relocated, but for the former champion, the memories remain in the site of his former training facility.
Então é aqui que era a nossa área de trabalho. Aqui. Hora de trabalhar, né? Bem aqui no meio ficava o ringue, né? Aí tinha um tatame na parte de lá, aí tinha outra parte era tatame. Sempre eu venho aqui, às vezes eu volto, né? Bem legal assim, que me lembra de muitas histórias, né? Histórias tanto sofrimento, mas 90% de vitórias, né? Então foi os melhores momentos da minha vida aqui. Cara, eu acho que o que faz essa academia ser especial é o ensinamento da Dedé, né? Deus sempre colocou pessoas boas, assim como o Dedé, que desde quando eu cheguei aqui, ele sempre me ajudou bastante. Ele me fez ser esse homem que eu sou hoje, de ter minha estrutura familiar, não só na minha carreira, mas qualquer coisa que eu possa fazer. E ele sempre tá comigo, né, assim. Então é um amor, assim, cara, que eu tenho por ele. Na hora dos sparring, geral na janela, que a janela continua ainda, né? Então, protegendo a janela, trocação franca todo mundo atrás de sonho de ser campeão. Então, na época, nunca teve ego, vaidade aqui dentro, né? A gente sempre procurou ajudar um. Isso é muito mais que um time, cara, isso é uma família. Nossa vida é assim, né? Não só obedece, mas, pô, pra mim, cada minuto, cada gota de suor derramado aqui, sofrimentos, cansaço pra caraca e, meu irmão, acho que tudo valeu a pena. Passa aqui e fica marcado na memória.
For UFC bantamweight contender Jonathan Martinez, the unwavering support and connection with his family is a vital part of his fight camp preparations. For his wife, Amber, witnessing Jonathan's success is a welcome chapter in a journey that started as teenagers.
I met Amber in Texas. We used to ride the bus together.
He was one of those annoying kids that would not leave you alone. Always pulling my hair and just messing with me. And we ended up getting together in our freshman year, and we've been together ever since.
Having a kid at a young age, it was hard. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 15, and I never went back. I got out of school to work and bring money home.
You ready? He's gonna kick it up. Go, baby, kick it.
I was actually fighting.
Where you going?
It was hard to find fights for me when I was coming up.
Nice kick. I would say at the beginning, he didn't have a lot of supporters.
Take it.
It's not a good paying job, and you get it only whenever you fight. But I told him, don't listen to what other people tell you, because this is us. And this was something that he had his heart set on it. So I said, well, hey, let's do it. So I worked 2 jobs, 4 years, and he trained full time for those 4 years. Oh, he got you!
There's a lot of sacrifice I do when it's time to fight. You ready? So I missed a lot of the birthdays. When they were younger, they really didn't understand. Now they understand what I'm doing. They look up to me. You know, I know sometimes it's hard, but I got a job to do, so I just been training and training and training, and in the end, it's gonna pay off.
Brazilian Hall of Famer Jose Aldo retired from MMA in 2022.
What an incredible career. The fact that this man is still at the top of the division.
But didn't step away from competition completely.
Jose Aldo, the legend himself, debuting in boxing.
Raulzinho livre, trabalha bastante, solta o ataque.
Quando eu parei ele no Ultimate, eu voltei ao Brasil, cara. Então eu falei, não, eu vou tirar 2 anos de boxe, né? Eu quero fazer uma carreira no boxe para saber como vai ser o Aldo lutador lutando boxe, né?
Aldo right now looks like a predator just going after his prey.
Muito difícil, totalmente um esporte diferente, né? A gente praticava um boxe dentro do MMA. Totalmente diferente o boxe como pratico aqui, né? O amador. Ralei bastante, então, mas graças à equipe aqui, cara, me acolheu muito bem, sempre me ajudaram muito bem, os atletas, o professor também, todo mundo, acho que me deu uma força grande.
Vamos lá, Aldão.
Oh, what an uppercut by Aldo.
Do Aldo no MMA, o que eu posso dizer é que hoje ele tá em forma de excelência no boxe.
Trying to finish the fight.
Ele nasceu pra luta, né?
Aldo came to kill.
Ele tá muito aprimorado no boxe. Ele teve grandes resultados aí nas lutas aplicando boxe.
Jose Aldo, big 1-2 combination.
Eu tenho certeza que essa readaptação vai vir de forma assim galopante e ele vai chegar em grande forma. Boa, isso aí.
Sim, com uma facilidade melhor, né? Só da cintura para cima e tal. Então, você não recebe pancada nas pernas. Então, isso ajuda bastante. Mas agora, hoje, eu penso no Ultimate de novo, de poder voltar, de poder tentar demonstrar tudo aquilo que eu aprendi dentro do boxe e juntar com meus chutes, que sempre foram o meu diferencial, né? Então, eu poder fazer a junção tanto do boxe com o kickbox e poder fazer uma grande luta para ver todo mundo lá vibrando de novo.
He is still getting quicker and stronger at this stage of his career. His desire to win a belt at a second division remains high.
At the end of his first stint in the UFC, the former featherweight king fell short of a second title when he dropped to the 135-pound division.
Jose Aldo still looking for that run, for everything to click at 135 pounds.
Huge right hand for Aldo!
Aldo is once again hunting bantamweight gold and has the current crop of contenders in his crosshairs.
The way this kid competes, he has a warrior spirit.
Fight him in his hometown. The fans could boo and everything, but at the end of the day, it's just me in there with him. So I'm really excited to go in there and test myself.
Jonathan Martinez ends it!
Tries to knock you out with every shot.
6 wins in a row for the Dragon, Jonathan Martinez.
No UFC 301, eu vou vencer o Jonathan Martinez.
The man's an absolute living legend.
Wow! That was crazy!
Que eu vou neutralizar os golpes dele e assim eu sei que eu vou nocauteá-lo.
It's the old guard taking on the next generation in the co-main event, setting the stage for a UFC flyweight title showdown between the champion Alexandre Pantoja.
I'm blown away by Alexandre Pantoja. This man is one of the best fighters in the world.
And Australian challenger Steve Erceg.
Astro Boy Steve Erceg with a major statement.
What a fight! Pantoja versus Steve Erceg. And the return of the King of Rio. Jonathan Martinez gets to face Jose Aldo in Brazil.
The spotlight will once again shine on Brazil as the Octagon returns to Rio de Janeiro on May 4th for UFC 301.